Bro, I definitely need a haircut right now. I just don't know what the hell to do with this thing. But anyways, leave your haircut recommendations in the comments because I genuinely don't know what to do with this thing. We're talking in this video about how to be a man. And I haven't uploaded in quite a while on this channel. I've kind of been taking time off and just living, man. And that's kind of like the topic of this video. It's like being a man at times is just about living. So the idea of being a man that's like being spread around right now on YouTube and like I don't even know, like I guess social media is like you gotta be this work freak, like you're just always grinding, you're always in the grind set, you're always in the dark dungeons working hard on like whatever. But I've had experience doing that. Like look at my videos from like 3-4 months ago. The style of the video alone was like super dark, depressing, and like, bro, you gotta work, you gotta do this, you gotta ignore everybody and just work your ass off. Like that's the style of content I was making back in those videos. That was literally like what 3 months ago, not even for some of them. But you'll notice a slight shift maybe in some of my content and at least the way I speak in the videos. I'm a little bit more energetic, I'm a little bit more easygoing, I'm a little more just happy. Yet I haven't done the things that I did 3 months ago, like the crazy wild things you think are going to build your discipline and things that are going to make you a better man, but that's not what it means to be a man. See, what it means to be a man isn't about locking yourself in a fortress, building a fortress and locking yourself in it. It's about planting a seed, having the seed grow into a giant tree so that other people can take cover under that tree. They can take nourishment from that tree. The birds can build their homes on that tree. You have to be that tree that provides for others, not the fortress that you build for yourself that cages yourself inside, away from the world in the darkness, relentlessly just grinding away at what exactly? Like think about it. If you're kind of this person who's just like in the grind set, in the red pill kind of idea of you gotta grind, you gotta ignore everybody and work, what are you exactly working for and what kind of progress have you made in the last year? Is it the kind of progress that you want? Because in reality, the thing that most guys measure their progress by is their female attention and like how girls treat them. Like, let's be honest, biologically, that's how we measure ourselves, our worth as men. And for most guys who are in the dungeon working, they don't get any of that. So they kind of think they're just not worthy of anything. They think they're not improving, but then they tell themselves they're improving because they hit PRs at the gym. Because is that really the kind of growth that you want? Like, obviously, you want to get better at school, you want to get better at the gym, but at what expense are you doing these things? Are you ignoring everybody? Are you throwing away your family to the side, your friends, you're neglecting them and things like that? Are you just not speaking to people, being outgoing, being a good person within yourself? If that's the price you have to pay, then in my opinion, it's not worth paying the price. So what is, in my opinion, how to be a man? It's like I said in the beginning of the video, you have to be someone that provides, that cares for people, that's outgoing, that can give back to other people, that can make friends, that can make people feel good. Instead of just being selfishly worried about yourself and working in this dungeon and just grinding all the time, because that's not the way to live. You're going to get miserable. You're going to hate yourself. You're going to think to yourself, am I progressing? Am I not progressing? You're just going to go crazy, bro. You're going to start thinking autistically about how people see you, how the world sees you. You're going to start thinking negatively about the world, which there's a lot of negativity in the world, but there's also an equal amount of light in the world. Like, dude, stop locking yourself in your room. Stop constantly being negative about everything. Put a smile on your face. Be grateful for what you have and what you've done with yourself so far. Go out and freaking talk to some people. Go out and seek new opportunities. Go out and just have a good time. If you want to watch a YouTube video, if you want to sit back, play a video game, and watch a movie once in a while, do it. When you think back to like the masculine role models of like hundreds of years ago, you think they were always just constantly pushing themselves into misery and like hard work for no reason? Because it kind of is for no reason. Because a lot of the rewards you get from this hard, brutal work are sort of just offset by the negativities that come with it. The negativities being your mood. You start feeling like crap all the time. You're just negative about the world. And you start growing 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You're growing and you're growing. And your outlook on the world is just getting more and more negative. And you're getting more and more kind of depressed without even realizing it. And you're just telling yourself that you got to trust the process. You got to keep working hard and lock yourself in the dungeon and keep working. But that's not going to work. It might work for some people. Like, it depends what your goals are. But for me, I tried it for so long. I was doing cold showers in the morning all the time. I was doing 100 push-ups in the morning when I woke up. I was waking up at 5:30, and it's like, yeah, they're cool. They're badass things to do. I was disciplined, but at what cost? I was miserable. I wasn't treating my family and my friends the way I wanted to. And then around January, I kind of just like stepped back a little bit. I saw a video by Elijah Long. This guy I've been watching for a few years, but this specific video, I want to give him the shout out because he kind of like changed my perspective on it. And within the matter of weeks, I started being more outgoing to people, and I met so many like incredible people, like people straight out of fantasies almost. Like I do want to say God because I truly do believe in God, but I understand some of you don't. I think that belief in God is also something that I manifested once I kind of took my foot off the gas and just took a step back and like looked at everything, and I'm like, I've done a lot. I've achieved so much through the work I've put in, but now if I just step back a little bit, relax, and just talk to people, have a good time, maybe my life will be a little bit better. And it did. I've never in these past 2 months had that kind of empty, depressed feeling like that I talked about in those videos a while ago. I've just been chill, laid back. And it's so ironic because these are like the most discipline demanding times in a very long time, because I'm in a diet phase right now for a competition, for a bodybuilding competition, and I'm like super depleted and super tired. Like, you might be able to tell with my face, I'm like, I look like the skull emoji sometimes, especially when I'm in the gym, but I still feel so great. I feel so positive. I feel like I'm full of light, man. Like, I just feel like there's spirit in me. There's life in me, you know? And sometimes that gets removed a little bit because I'm dieting and I'm like super depleted, obviously. But people, like young guys, like to personify themselves like this dark character, you know, like their villain arc kind of thing. But I think the true strong man, being a very just strong in every sense possible, means being a man of light, not a man of darkness. Okay, God was a man of light. He was the one who said, let there be light, and he created light. Okay, you need to be that kind of role model. Even if you're not religious in any way, you need to embody the true good, which is represented by God. God embodies good. To be a good man, to be a strong man, you know the answer. It's simple. You just got to be a good person. And by locking yourself in a dungeon and continuously working all the time, you're not going to be a good person. You're just going to achieve more in the gym. Okay, you're going to add 20 pounds to your bench. What is this going to do for you? You're not going to meet any new people. You're going to be relentlessly grinding all on your own. You're going to be lonely. Your family situation is going to go to crap because, let's be honest, most of us weren't raised with parents that could perfectly sustain a household. Like, pretty much everyone has some gaps in their household. And as a man, you have to be grateful and say to yourself that maybe I was put in this position so that I could fill in these gaps. Maybe I was given these friends so that I can bring them together, so that I can create my own tribe, my own community of people where we're all just positive, where we're all just improving ourselves, but not getting down and pissed off about ourselves when we don't do something right, when something doesn't go our way. When we relapse on our habits or something, we're not beating ourselves up about it because we're proud of what we've achieved so far, and we're confident, we believe in ourselves that we can continue to do better in the future. You need to have the belief in yourself to say that I'm gonna mess up. We're biologically driven to have pleasure. So when you go out and you start playing video games or you start eating junk food once in a while and you get pissed off at yourself about it, why? Be honest with yourself. The reason you're grinding, the reason you're putting yourself through all this misery is probably for pleasure of some kind. You probably want a wife. You probably want a lot of money so you can chill at home. Like, you're never going to stick with this kind of lifestyle for the rest of your life. That's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. So if you've achieved a great deal in some regard by putting yourself in this dark place and just grinding with your head down, I urge you to kind of take a step back and just look and be like, maybe there's another perspective that I'm not seeing in my life. Maybe being a man isn't about what I'm doing entirely with myself, but the way I'm treating others. Let's go back to the example I said in the video. And I'll use myself as an example for the kind of life that I lived in the last year. For the biggest part of 2023, for the entirety of 2023, diet brain right now. I locked myself in a fortress. I built myself this fortress and I locked myself in it. Okay? The fortress is the discipline, but I locked myself in the discipline and I couldn't get out. Every time I tried to get out, I feel guilty about myself, like I'm not doing something right. Like I won't progress if I'm not waking up at 5:30 and doing cold showers. I can't break this habit. And that causes you like this autistic anxiety that just follows you around. You don't understand why you're getting it all the time. But if you just step back, breathe, enjoy yourself a little bit, still do the work, things will go a lot differently. Your life will begin to, it's almost like you see things differently. Your perspective will be, instead of through a dark lens, it'll be through a light lens, and you'll see the beauty of so many different things around you. Like you'll be walking, you'll look at a tree and you'll see the beauty of that tree. And speaking of trees, it's like I said, to be a man, what you want to do is to plant a seed, have that seed grow into a giant tree that other people can take cover under, that other people can rely on. You can be a unit that brings people together, not a unit that pushes them away so that you can become stronger, whatever that even means. So that's what I've learned in the last 2 months, I'd say. And it's so crazy. Like, I haven't done any early morning cold showers. I haven't done any of these stupid, cringy 7 steps to making money online. I haven't done any of this stuff. And I'm making the most progress I've ever made. Why? Because I'm putting a smile on my face. I'm being outgoing. I'm taking risks that I never thought would benefit me at all. Like one example is being social. Just talking to people, starting conversations like that. You'll be so surprised at the kinds of people you will meet just by starting conversations. And like, it's so beautiful when you get to meet another person and they resonate with you and they feel the same way towards you, and you just like build that connection. And imagine you do that with like 5 different people, 10 different people. You suddenly build yourself a little tribe. You start feeling more positive and you help out your family. You rebuild your home. Like, you fix the little holes that you neglected for so long. As Carl Jung said, the answers that you desire the most are in the places that you want to look the least. Something like that, right? It's obviously not verbatim, but it's something similar to that idea. And another thing, Marcus Aurelius, how he said, stop arguing about what a good man should be one. Because it's very simple as to how to be a good man. It's simply just to be a good person, to give back, to be strong mentally, physically, in every way, but not to beat yourself up when you mess up, because we're all going to mess up. They always say nobody's perfect, and it's like you're going to get pretty far chasing perfection, but the more you chase it, the more you kind of lose like your happiness, your peace, your spirit as a man. And that's what makes you the man in the first place. We build strong muscles to lift heavy weights. We build our heart to lift others, and we build our mind to lift ourselves. That's something I came up with yesterday, and I'm like, that actually sounds really cool. I want to include it in this video, but I understand that my thoughts may have kind of been scrambled all over the place in this video because I got the diet brain and everything. I'm super tired. I'm like really hungry and all that, but I don't want to use it as an excuse. I just want to say that thank you for watching the video. I hope you learned something from it, because I really tried to express my thoughts and the things I've been thinking about for the last 2 months and the way I've been living, and how drastically different it is from how young men are encouraged to live nowadays. But I think if I was to end the video on one axiom to give you, it would be to stop following the paths of others and to make your path finding a path. Don't limit yourself to the rules of what other people tell you. Make your own rules. Set your own standards for yourself and live how you want. You're obviously going to have to work hard. You're going to have to suffer once in a while. But what we want is just peace, happiness, health, prosperity. We don't want endless suffering and some stupid dungeon working out. You don't even need to work out that much, bro. It's overrated. Unless you want to be a bodybuilder like me, you don't need to. 3-4 times a week, pretty intense, you're chilling. Do some cardio, you're good. You're going to have a decent physique, you're going to feel good, look good, eat as much as you want, eat clean foods, you're good. You don't need to stress yourself out, just chill. Don't listen to anything people say online. Most of it is a load of BS. But I hope the video is good. Hope you learned something, bro. Go out, man. Just talk to some people, you know? Just put a smile on your face, and that positive energy will create something that you never anticipated. See ya.